Shalom, Tinker Rodriguez. Just give me a minute. I'm sharing the class like everybody else should be doing. Baba Kushar. You could go ahead and share the class. Hit the like button. About to get started in a second. Also, bring your questions. You got any questions about the Hebrew? This is the place to ask it. You know what I'm saying? If you really want to learn some Hebrew, if you in this class for a reason, you should be asking questions. If you don't have any questions, then that means that you're not studying or you're not in class enough. Or you just know all the Hebrew. Mm-hmm. All right, so this is the Lashawan Qadash class. Lashawan Qadash means holy tongue, holy language in Hebrew. All right, I am priest and officer Itazab. This is the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, ISUPK, started at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, and the Commanding General Yahanna. We are the priests and prophets of the Bible, the men of the Lord. You know what I'm saying? If you are not of the ISUPK, you have no authority to teach anything regarding to the Bible. That includes the Hebrew. And this is why you'll find cats who say stuff like Shalom, you understand, and Shabbat Shalom. You understand? These are not traditional things that the Israelites would say according to the Bible. All right, there's no Shalom in the Bible. All right, so before we go into the lesson, let me get Ecclesiasticus. I like bringing this out. Ecclesiasticus chapter 1, verse 1. I'm going to share my screen. Ecclesiasticus 1 and 1. All right, let me get to the heart of it. It says, wherefore, let me entreat you to read it with favor and attention, and to pardon us wherein we may seem to, Salaki, my camera's kind of in the way, seem to come short of some words, which we have labored to interpret. For the same things uttered in Hebrew and translated into another tongue have not the same force in them. And not only these things, but the law itself and the prophets and the rest of the books have no small difference when they are spoken in their own language. For in the 8th and 30th year coming into Egypt, when Yergetz was king and continued there some time, I found a book of no small learning. Therefore I thought it most necessary for me to bestow some diligence and travail to interpret it, using great watchfulness and skill in that space to bring the book to an end and set it forth for them also which in a strange country are willing to learn, being prepared before in manners to live after the law. All wisdom cometh from the Lord and is with him forever. You understand? Well, what this is saying is the Bible was written in Hebrew. I'm gonna break it all down. The Bible, the original text of the Old Testament, is written in Hebrew. The best way to understand the Bible is to be able to understand Hebrew so that you can interpret the original writings. Okay, because trying to figure out what it means in English can be confusing because words in English change. You understand? At that time, whatever language it had been transcribed into, or whatever language they were speaking at that time, it could change over time. Whereas the Hebrew, if you understand the Hebrew and the language it was originally written in, then you can fully understand the scriptures. You know what I'm saying? This is also twofold because some people will say that they didn't read the Bible in the Old Testament, right? They think that because it's in the Old Testament that they didn't have books. You know what I'm saying? They believe they didn't have books prior to Ecclesiasticus, or they didn't have books prior to the book of Psalms. They didn't have books prior to the book of Numbers. You understand? Well, that's what these records have always been. It's been books or records passed down generation to generation. And as we lived, there was a continuation to those books. Why? Because it's called history. You understand? History is in the making right now. We are still making history because in 2,000 years, we will look back on this day and say, man, I'm so, Lord willing, hopefully the Lord returns within 2,000 years. And we'll look back and say, thank God for freeing us out of the daughter of Babylon, New Egypt, New Sodom and Gomorrah. Thank God for freeing us out of America. Okay, that's what we're going to look back and reflect on in about 2,000 years or more, maybe. Who knows? But that's what I pray for. You understand? So these scriptures, did exist back before the Ecclesiasticus and the book of Psalms and King Solomon and all that. They had literature. They had records. Okay. Now let's get into it. Oh shoot! You know what? Put this in real quick. All right. So this is a word that you're familiar with or should be familiar with. It's called a preposition. Prepositions are or is a word governing and usually preceding a noun or pronoun and expressing a relation to another word or element in the clause, as in the man on the platform or she arrived after dinner. What did you do? Well, it's like what did you do it for? Okay, so if you guys should be very familiar with prepositions and how we use them. This is the Oxford Language Dictionary definition of it. I believe it's Oxford. I believe they use Oxford powered by Oxford Languages. So yes, this is the Oxford definition of preposition. All right, which is exactly what it is. Usually used preceding a noun. All right, or pronoun. So that's what we do with our prepositions. We put them before the noun. Okay. Noun being name, right? So when we say in the name, we would say ba ha shum. Ba and ha are your prepositions. Shum is your noun, which means name. Bayana Benyamin Shalom says, Yahweh Shema Thaba Shem Yahushai. Okay. So we put our nouns up on the board. I'm sorry, prepositions up on the board. Okay. We got ba, ha. Make sure I got all of them. right? Ba, ha, wa, la, ka, sha. All right. So what is ba? Ba is in. Ha is the. Wa is and. La is to. If you ever wonder why we say La Yasha Allah when we sip wine during the Sabbath service, it's because we're saying to Israel. Okay. Ka is as or like. And Sha, oops. Sha is who, which, that. All right. These are our prepositions. Mhm. All right, so these are our prepositions, okay? Now I'm going to draw what they look like in the Hebrew. Okay, this is the ba. Then we have the ha. We have the wa. The la. The ka. And the sha. Okay, something like that. All right, something like that, right? It's the sha. All right, ba, ha, wa, la, ka, and sha are prepositions. Now, let's go back to Oxford language. And remember, prepositions precede the nouns. Okay, prepositions precede the noun, and they govern a word. They govern your noun or pronoun and express, I'm going to read it, a noun or pronoun in expressing a relation to another word or element in the clause. Okay. All right, now we have possessive pronoun. A possessive pronoun is a pronoun indicating possession. For example, mine, yours, hers, theirs, right? So we pretty much know that one. That's self-explanatory. So it's possessive pronoun. The difference between a possessive pronoun and an object pronoun hmm. All right, I guess I'll just use Wikipedia. In linguistics, an object pronoun is a personal pronoun that is used typically as a grammatical object, the direct or indirect object of a verb, or the object of a preposition. Object pronouns contrast with subject pronouns. Object pronouns in English take the objective case, sometimes called the oblique case or object case. So what an object pronoun does is give possession to an action. Okay, like you did this, he did this, she did this, we did this. Okay, he, me, she, we, us. You understand? These are words associated with object pronouns. All right, so we're going to show those on the board. In the bowl. Y'all don't know about that. That lets you know I gotta stay off TikTok. I'm gonna put it in the bowl. All right. So these are prepositions. Mm-hmm. All right. Ya, ka, wa, ha, nawa, come, kun, ma, and na are all possessive pronouns. All right. My bad. All right. So we got our possessive pronouns, which are ya meaning mine, ka meaning your, wa meaning his, ha meaning hers, nawa meaning our, come meaning your, masculine and plural, kun meaning your, feminine and plural, ma meaning their, masculine, na meaning their, feminine. Right? And here's how you write it. Mm. All right. So these are all the possessive pronouns. All right. These are all your possessive pronouns in the ancient and the Assyrian. So hopefully you all have this written down. Now I'm gonna go straight into object pronouns. And they're exactly the same. Only thing that changes would be that's the only thing that changes. All right, still the same characters, still the same letters. All right, only thing changes is the way they're used. All right, because object pronouns are used with verbs, whereas possessive pronouns are used with nouns. All right, and all of these, both of these, are used at the end of a word. All right. So objective pronouns go at the end. Ya, ka, wa, ha, nawa, kam, kan, ma, and na. All of these are object pronouns. And before we had possessive pronouns. Both go at the end of a noun or verb. Let me see if we got any questions. Oh, I'm sorry. Damn, sis, you gotta see. This is why you gotta click that link, so I know. You know, I'm going back and forth from screen to screen, so I'm not really able to keep up with the chat too well. So you gotta tell me like which one you need help with. Can I say the definition of possessive noun? Possessive pronoun says a possessive pronoun. Okay, possessive pronoun. I'll just go back to it. Better yet, or I got it right here. A possessive pronoun is a pronoun indicating possession. For example, mine, yours, ours. So all it is it is representing possession of a noun, right? So if you say that's my key, that's a possessive pronoun. You say that's his wallet, possessive pronoun. The his is a possessive pronoun and the wallet is the noun. Okay. Whereas if I say she ran, she would be the object pronoun and ran would be the verb. If I say we walk, we would be the object pronoun and walk would be the noun or salakia verb. All right, so object pronouns are used with verbs, whereas possessive pronouns are used with nouns to show possession. Okay, object pronouns are those pronouns that receive the action in a sentence. The object pronoun are pronouns that receive the action in a sentence. So what is the action? Once you know the action, you'll be able to give that action possession. Who's doing that action? No sweat, sis. All right, so now we're going to move on. We're going to move on to our adverbs. I'm going to show you a few adverbs and explain to you what an adverb is. All right, everybody should be able to see this. This is the definition of adverb. An adverb is a word or phrase that modifies or qualifies an adjective, verb, or other adverb or a word group, expressing a relation of place, time, circumstance, manner, cause, degree, etc. Ergo, gently, quiet, then, there. Example: students are encouraged to pair back adjectives and adverbs in order to let the action present itself. Okay, I don't like the definition because that means you got to go and look up other words, which is not a bad thing. I actually like looking up more words, but for the purposes of the class, I need a better example. It's a different definition too. Adverb, noun, a word belonging to one of the major form classes in any of numerous languages, typically serving as a modifier of a verb, an adjective, another adverb, a preposition, a phrase, a clause, or a sentence expressing some relation of manner or quality, place, time, degree, number, cause, opposition, affirmation, or denial, and in English also serving to connect and to express comment on clause content. Let's see if they have any examples. Are these examples? This is a good way to look at it. Adverbs are words that usually modify. Okay, I don't really need that, but an adverb answers the question when, where, how much, how long, or how often. The elections are coming soon. Soon is the adverb. They only shop locally. All right, locally is your adverb. They are happily married. Happily is your adverb. The roads are very steep. Very is your adverb. He stopped by briefly to say hello. Briefly is your adverb. My daughter calls me regularly. Regularly is your adverb. So as you can see, these are like modifying words in the sentence. So sometimes you might see it was a hot summer day, right? Hot. I don't think that works. Okay. It was a very hot day. Okay. Hot would be your adjective. Very would be your adverb. Okay. So it kind of amplifies the adjective. That's why I used it like that. You can see how it can amplify an adjective. Whereas I could have just said it was a hot day, right? Still the same point, still the same meaning, but by adding my adverb, it causes you to, it makes it more extreme. It adds value to the adjective. Not only is it hot, but it's very hot or extremely hot, right? So those are adverbs, and we're going to learn some today. Any questions? What's going on, Triple K? Y'all hit the link. Any questions? We have any questions in the room on the chat? Pull up my screen again. All right. Now we have our adverbs. We'll put a few adverbs up on the board and we'll go over them. So we have also, or to. We have always, We have so, very, or exceedingly, that, now, soon, and almost for now. These are the adjectives we're going to work on today. And then if I have time, I'll try to show you how to use these in a sentence, pairing it with other Hebrew words. Okay. Adverbs, also, to, always, so, very, or exceedingly, that, now, soon, and almost. So how would we say also? Also is gum. Gum. Like when we read the prayers in Psalms 83, we say Gum Ashawar, right? Gum Ashawar is also Assur, right? Also the Assyrians. That's gum. Gum is also, or to. All right. Gum is also. Next we have always, which is thumb yad. All right, thumb yad, which is always. Thumb yad is also. Slacky, always. All right. So is kan when used as an adverb. Okay. You can use this kan as an adverb, even though as a what is yes? What is yes? Now that I think about it, what would yes be? Might be a, what's it called? A conjunction. Let me look it up. Exclamation. Okay, yeah, obviously. Okay, yes is an exclamation. So, con can be used as an adverb to mean so, or therefore, or thus. All right, which I'll put that up as well, because I know sometimes you read this old English and you might see a therefore, or whitherto, or hitherto, and stuff like that. You understand? Well, I'm going to show you what it means in Hebrew, so that way you can know what you're reading. All right, therefore, or so, means con, all right, or at least that's how we would use it in ancient days. Again, in English, words change their meanings. All right, so con is just what you expected. Ka and na together. Next, we have very or exceedingly, which is ma'ad. Ma'ad. Hold up. Ma'ad. Ma'ad is very or exceedingly. Okay. So, like I was saying earlier about very hot, you would say ma'ad, or if you want to say a very hot day, you would say yawam ma'ad kham. Okay. Yawam ma'ad kham, which is very hot day. Why? Because adjectives go after the noun. Yawam would be the noun, and kham would be the adjective, hot. Ma'ad is your adverb. Next we have that, which is kaya. This is another word you might have seen pretty often in the Tanakh, kaya. Which means that. Next we have noun, which is aitha. Let me make sure I ain't got no comments. Real quick, no questions. Shamar, shalom, sweetie. Yahoo Shamar, Thabashim Yashai. Debbie Morgan, shalom, Yahoo Shamar, Thabashim Yashai. If y'all got any questions, make sure that you type them in so I can answer all your questions. That's what we here for. You know what I mean? So if you need a question answered, you want to learn how to say a specific word or phrase, you want to learn how to greet somebody, you know, feel free to ask anytime. You know what I'm saying? It would be better if you click the link, StreamYard link. I'll post it one more time, just in case y'all might not be able to find it. All right, there you go. So at any time, if you feel like jumping in, just hit that link, and you can ask any questions. Of course, it's good to interact and get first-hand knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Get your hands dirty. That's how I learned the best, me personally. You know what I'm saying? I need to get my hands on it. All right. Right. Um, right, Aita means now. Mahar means soon. Not now, but soon, shortly. Mahar. Maharat. Mahar. And lastly, we have almost, which is ma'ait or ma'aita, but not mate. Ma'ait. All right. Ma'aita, which is I'm almost. Ma'aita. All right. So here you go, all the words. I want to make sure that y'all get all of these. So feel free to take your time to write them down. If you haven't written them down yet, give you a couple minutes. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right, so I guess everybody good to go. I mean, I guess So I'm gonna leave these over here to the side just so we have them on deck. We're gonna start to put words together. All right. So we'll take one of our adverbs, for instance. Let's see. First, let me get a verb. All right. Quabar. Quarab. Select it. Quarab. All right. Quarab is going to be our verb, which means to draw near or come close. All right. Qarab means to draw near or come close. So now we're going to add, and we're going to do two things. We're going to add an adjective, and we're going to add three things. We're going to add an adjective, an adverb, and a preposition. Maybe a possessive pronoun as well. We're going to add in all our elements that we just went over today. Okay. So first word that we're going to start with is the adjective. Adjective near. When can I use it? Near is kind of like a adjective already. So yeah, I'll just leave that at that. But I will add the adverb. Yad Karab. Okay. Here's what I do. I add a subject pronoun. We got our verb. We got our adverb. Let's put a subject pronoun up for teaching purposes, right? All right, so Hawa'a Haya Damyad Kurab, meaning he is always drawn near. Okay, the Hawa'a is he, always Haya Salaki. Haya'a, which will actually have another A. Haya'a is or being or exist, right? Haya'a means is, Damyad always, Kurab drawn near. Okay, so that's one way you can put these words into a sentence. Let's try another one. All right. Now go. Very simple. Now go would be Aita Halak. Aita Halak is now go. All right. Aita Halak. Aita is our adverb. Halak is our verb. All right. Or go now. Let's throw an adjective into that. One second. Trying to find a good word. So like, yeah. One second. One that'll go with this. Anybody got? Let me check if anybody has any questions. So like I said. Okay, so to Debbie Morgan, what I'm doing is I'll go to the Blue Letter Bible app. All right, so if you go to your Blue Letter Bible app, you can search for words that you already know. Like you can type in a word and it'll pop up somewhere in the Blue Letter Bible. And then you can check the interlinear uh, concordance with that passage or that scripture. And what that'll do is it'll pull up the Hebrew translation of that passage. Okay. Once you pull up the Hebrew translation of it, you can align, you basically are able to find the Hebrew word for that word. You know what I'm saying? You can do that, but I also have notes right here of adjectives. Damn, can't see. Well, I got notes of adjectives and adverbs and verbs and nouns words that we accumulated over this, whole time of teaching this class. So some brothers, I'm not really sure how many, some brothers, some sisters have a lot of these words in their notes as well. So yeah, if you need to know some words, just like I said, just ask for a word that you want to use. Um, hmm. Okay. Okay. So this is the website called Blue Letter Bible. But you can also get the app on your phone. But you should be able to pull this up on your web browser at any time. Just go to blueletterbible.org. All right, it's spelled just how it sounds, and you can type in literally any word. So let's say, for instance, we want to look up beautiful. Oh, I put it in the wrong spot, but it'll be fine. So now, this is going to show you, this is your search results. It's going to show you everywhere in the Bible that the word beautiful is mentioned. It's going to highlight it in red. All right, so they're going to give you the Old Testament, and they'll probably give you some New Testament as well, Romans, Acts. Now you can filter all that stuff out. It's, that's a whole nother thing or whatever. But what I do is I just type in my word, go to a verse. I read the context usually just to see if it's used in the context that I'm looking for. And if it is, then I'll click this right here, Genesis 29 and 17. Genesis 29 verse 17. Once I click it, it'll take me to it. It's right here. Click it again. I don't know why I did that. Oh, it took me to the chapter. So it'll take you to the chapter, then you just click on it again. Now it'll bring you to each word. And this is what's called the interlinear concordance, the Masoretic text. All right. And you can click through these different options, and it'll show you all this different stuff. This is the Septuagint. This is the forward tab. This is the reverse tab. So it's going to show you the English first, then the Hebrew. Forward is going to show you the Hebrew, then the English. I mean, you can play around with this. I don't really do too much with this, but this is your word right here, beautiful, which is yapa. This is the root word for it, yapa. Okay, but if you go back to the reverse or the forward, whatever, and you scroll down, you see beautiful here. Here's your concordance number. So this number is, very important to have, in case you're ever looking for this word again and you need to find it in the concordance easier. Instead of searching for the word, searching for the verse that you found, if you know this number, then you'll know, then it'll bring you right to the meaning of this word. Because when I click on it, it gives me the whole breakdown, the whole lexicon breakdown. All right, so you got the transliteration, you got the way Esau pronounced it, you got the part of speech it is, which is an adjective. All right, And then your root word is your pa. All right. Then you have the KJV translation counts, meaning how many times it shows up in the King James Version Bible. It shows up 41 times. And it has, all of these meanings, all these words, all share this same Hebrew word, yapah. Okay, so fair, beautiful, well, fairest, fair one, beauty, beautiful. These are all words that are used throughout the Bible in these different instances, in these 41 instances. So each of these have the same meaning, have that same Strong's number, H3303. All right. And right here we see it means fair, beautiful, handsome. Strong's definition from H3302, which is the root word, which is the same thing, except, there's like some type of pronunciation that Esau put on it. That's what these Nikuds and the Geshes are. It just add different types of pronunciations. But I mean, if you really want to go to the root of it, the etymology of it, you can go here, which is H3302. All right, so now it says a primitive root, meaning this is as far as this word goes back. This is the root of the root word, and it still means the same thing. But this time it only shows up 8 times in the King James Bible. It still means fair, still means beautiful. It has the same definition breakdown. All right, your pa, primitive root. All right, to be fair, beautiful. This is the Strong's Concordance lexicon. All right, so that's pretty much the breakdown of it. Keep scrolling down, you'll see other places, the other sources or whatever, which is just giving you more descriptions of the word. And then you scroll down some more. These are the other instances where it's used. Those 8 times, those 7 other times where it's used in the Bible. Okay. So this is how you would find words. This is, pretty good way to find words. Some people use 2-letter lookup, which I guess I can show you real quick. Nobody got no questions anyway. You the only one got questions, sis, so I got you. So here's what they call a 2-letter lookup. Some people use it, some people don't. But you're able to put the actual Hebrew word here or type the meaning here. Right? And if you don't have a Hebrew keyboard, then the Hebrew letters are right here for you to type in. So let's say I wanted to look up the word meaning. Code, I guess. Let's look up the word code. Oh, look at that. 2-letter lookup is not working. Yeah, it's not working. All right. Well, that's that. So, oh, you couldn't even see what I was doing. Damn. Just to make sure I'm thorough, let me show you real quick. Just to show you what I was doing. All right. So I was at this page. Like I was saying, you could type in the Hebrew word here. It just says word starts with. So you would type in the first 2 that word. These are the Hebrew letters if you don't have a Hebrew keyboard. And you really only have to use 2 letters, right? But unfortunately, 2-letter lookup isn't working right now. This is being fixed. Sorry. Okay. But you will be able to just type in 2 characters and it'll pop up a bunch of different results. Or you can type in the meaning, like beautiful. Right? And then it'll go and retrieve the definition, or it'll retrieve the words that mean beautiful if it was working. All right. All right, no sweat. So if there's any words y'all want to know, if y'all want me to look up a word, y'all want me to find the definition for a word, that's no problem. I got y'all. All right, so let's do a different word combo real quick. Um, wow, I had that. Let's go to Proverbs 31:14. How about that? How do you say on and off? On and off. All right, 1 second. Where the heck is my phone? Oh. Well, we know what on is, or upon. So okay, when you say on, right? Um, there's different words for each word, depending on if it's a verb, adjective, noun, so on and so forth. So when you say on and off, I figure you mean like to turn on and off, like there's a setting on and a setting off. I don't know if there's a direct definition for that word, but I could look it up. So let's go to the Blue Letter Bible. See, like, okay, in this context, in Genesis 2:2, it says, and on the seventh day, right? So the on here is not like something is on or something is off, right? This is saying if like it falls on that day, right? This on would be, I don't even know if they're gonna let me get the actual definition of on for this. All right, so this would be ba yawam, right? Ba yawam is in the day, right? So like this on is really like in, or Yeah, like it falls on that day or it's within that day. You feel what I'm saying? It's not the same as on as in on and off. Let me see if I can get this. Yeah, okay, so on. The adjective on. Let me see. Let's go back to it. Because that's what we're looking for. We're looking for the adjective on and the adjective off, right? Not on like you something is uh, upon you. Which would be like more like a preposition. Let me see. Hmm. Hmm. Maybe Exodus. No. But this would be how you would do your research though. Just go to Blue Letter Bible. I don't think this is it. Yeah, I think this would be your on, right? To put, place, set, appoint, make. I think this would be your on, which is shawam. Yeah, I think this would be your on. So, if I'm not mistaken, this would be the shawam. I'll ask for clarity. You know, I asked a brother over me, a priest over me. But I believe this H7760 would be the on that you're looking for. Shawam, right? Shawam. Let's see, off. Yeah, you usually get the context of the sentence, and that should pretty much tell you if you're in the right place or not. So route. Nah. Yeah, this is that aisle. Hey, Shalom, Trooper Armand Bayat. I would probably have to go and find like a synonym and look that up. Let me see. Not a synonym, an antonym. No, synonym. Slack. Tripping. Synonym of off. Away, down, out, fro. Apart, hence, aside, elsewhere, abroad. No, those are adverbs. Adjective. Off. Unacceptable, bad, poor, deficient, from hunger, lame, bastard, wanting, terrible. Let me show y'all the awful, pathetic, sour, ill, pathetic, bush, flawed, whack, brutal, wretched, crummy, lacking, maybe lacking will work. It's a lot of like it's a lot of elbow grease, so to speak, that you got to put in when you actually studying. You know what I'm saying? When you researching these words, you know what I'm saying? You might not find what you're looking for right away. You gotta dig a little bit. Let me see. Lacking. Maybe this will work. To cease, right? Shabbat, which is rest. Desist. Yeah, I think this would work. Now, here's the thing too about words that we use in the school. As tradition, there are certain words that we use for certain meanings, and you know, some words we have reserved for other meanings. So you might want to actually, you know, well, I could ask, someone like General Muhammad who can tell me, is this the word that I want to use for off? Like to turn something off or to make it cease? Could I use the word Shabbat? But if you ask me, I mean, that's pretty much it. Or unless you want to say something like stop. If you want to say like something like stop, maybe Itazab would be a good word, but I'm not really sure like if that's what you're trying to go for. Shawam on, Itazab stop or off, or Shabbat, which is to rest or cease. Depends. That's what I'm saying. Like Hebrew is complicated, like in that sense. You know what I'm saying? It's really not a complicated language. It's only complicated to us because our oppressor is the devil that the Bible speaks of. Debbie Morgan says, Salakia, sir, do we have slang words that we use with brothers and sisters in the Bible? Well, yeah. I don't think that you would you probably could find that in the Bible, but the thing about like official documents like the Bible, like the law, like the Blue Letter Bible and stuff like that, they don't really give you a lot of slang. But if in history, I recall like I think it was in the book of Kings, if I'm not mistaken. Um, the Benjamites was beefing with the Ephraimites, and the only way they could tell each other apart is by pronouncing a certain word, which is like Shebeleth or something like that. And when the Benjamites told the Ephraimites to say that word, they would know that they're Ephraimites because of the way they pronounce that word. You know what I mean? It's kind of, I mean, I think that's kind of onto what you're trying to, what you're asking. But like for instance, when the scripture says, ox knows his master's crib and the ass his home or something like that. I mean, that's pretty much slang right there. Mm. So right, when it says the ass is master's crib, the definition for it is manger, crib, feeding trout. You know what I'm saying? But of course, we know that to mean it's talking about they're talking about the home. But you see what I mean? Like they're going to give you the literal translation of that word. All right, they're going to give you that literal translation of the word crib, which is abawas, right? Or the root word will be abbas. Let's go to the root word. All right, to fatten, to feed. So abawas literally means a feeding trough. You know what I'm saying? Or trough, however you want to say it. It's giving you the literal meaning of that word. But sometimes we use words like literally we use words that literally mean something but represent something else. All right. When it says give not your bread to a sinner or whatever, it's talking about your money, your wealth. But it's using the word bread literally. Well, at least it's described literally. Lacham, which is bread, which is something you eat. You know what I mean? So, but we know that it's talking about actual money. So of course we did use slang, like we spoke like that, but you're not gonna really be able to, unless you black, unless you know a black person, an Israelite, you won't really get that they're speaking slang because you'll be literal. You mean white people are very literal when they read the Bible. They'll go look up the definition and it's like, see, no, it's talking about real bread. They're talking about a loaf of bread when we know that that's multi-layered. It's not just talking about bread that you eat. It's talking about money. It's talking about dough, cheddar, cheese, feta. You know what I'm saying? Guap. All of these words mean the same thing, but to someone who's literal, They're going to look up these words like, oh, guap is such and such. You know what I'm saying? Cheese is made out of milk. It's not what I mean. All right. So to answer your question, yes, we did use slang. I wouldn't call them slang words. We just used words that meant one thing to represent another. Christ did it all the time. That's why he say he spoke in parables. You understand? He used these words to get his point across in a way that only a few people can understand. So you know he wasn't talking to everybody. He wasn't here for everybody to understand him. You know what I mean? If I say I'm about to go scoop a baddie in my drop and we gonna chill, unless you black, unless you a nigga, you might not get what I'm saying. About to scoop a baddie in my drop and we gonna chill. What the hell does that mean to someone who's literal? But if you a nigga like me and you get what I'm saying, I'm pretty sure everybody in this chat knows what I'm saying. All right, shalom. All right, before we go, I gotta get y'all Proverbs 31 just because I said I would. All right, so y'all see the board, right? Or y'all see my screen? So if you look here, right, this is the way you'll see it in the Tanakh. You know what I'm saying? 9 times out of 10. Sometimes the way it's broken down here is different from how it's written here. It's because it's breaking down the word. And then what you'll see here on the top is what you see in the actual text, right? Ka ana yawath, ka ana yawath, which is here, but the root word is underneath it. And as you can see, as I hover over it, it shows you, it tells you, root. What the heck? Why did it go away? All right, there. Y'all seen it? So this pops up, root. You see the root right there. This is inflected, right? This is what the entire, this word is, the like the. All right. She is. That's what this is, inflected. But the root word is ha. Okay. Ha or haya, salaki, not hayaha, but haya is, like I was saying before. H1961. Haya is. Hayat is she is. All right, and you'll understand that when you gotta get some more classes in. This tha makes it um present tense. Right, this tha makes it present tense and feminine. Hayatha is she is. Okay, this is what you would call a conjugated verb. Haya is the haya is the verb, and we conjugate it to make it present tense by adding the tha between the ya and the ha. Now it's hayatha, which means she is. All right, she is like the. All right, now let's go to H591 just to see what this word is. Right, so we got anya or anyaha, which is a ship, men of ships, seamen. Okay, so let's go back. Now, So this is the root word anya ya unyawath, right? Unyawath. Anya is the root word right here, anyaha. And the ka is like. That's a preposition word. Ka is like. So we have hayatha, which is she is, ka, which is like, anya, our root word, which means like ships. So she's like ship, wath. Okay, she's like the ships. She's like the merchants ships, which is the next word. Merchants is sawak or sawakar. Root word is sakar. We'll see what sakar means. All right, to go around, go about, travel about in, go about and trade. Right. So sakar is like a merchant, like what you see here. Trade, merchant. Okay. Someone who travels and does trade. So she is like the ship of the merchant. Why? Why is this word after the ship part? Because it's an adjective. Adjectives go after nouns. All right. It's a merchant's ship. Ship is the noun. Merchant is the adjective, and it's after the noun. As you can see, it's highlighting both of these words. You understand? But it only shows up one time here. You see what I'm saying? Because, like I said, it's broken down a little differently here. Because it's trying to break down this sentence in English. And in English, it's going to tell you she is like the merchant's ship. But this word means like the merchants or like the ships. This word means merchants. So she is like ships merchant, right? So there's no need for this one here, but because the English put the ships after the merchants, it's got to break it down again. So that's why it shows up twice here, but only shows up once here. I hope y'all following along. I know it might sound a little confusing. So this word right here means merchant. Sakhar. As you can see, it translated right there for you. Merchants. All right, next word is marak qua. Okay. So first off, that's all the way down here. See what I'm saying? The best way to learn all of this, it seems confusing, but the best way to figure this all out is to know the rules of Hebrew. So if you know what I'm saying, if you're consistent with coming to class, eventually you'll learn all the rules to Hebrew and why there are words that go way at the end, and then some words that are supposed to be at the end, way up at the front or whatever, right? But this marakwa, see the root for it, marakwa or marakak, which is I think what is how it's pronounced, marakak, which means slightly from afar, right? Or afar. Food is lakam or lakama. Lakama, the ha makes it feminine. The lakam is bread. This word right here, this is our root. As you can see right here, lakam is bread, i.e. food. This is why it says her food. Lakam is bread. Ha makes it feminine. So anytime you want to make a word feminine, you add ha to it. Right? If it's just a regular root word and you want to make it a feminine word, like for instance, shamara, right? Shamara, the root word in shamara is shamar, which means watch. But because it's a woman's name, because it's the sister Shamara's name, you add a ha at the end to make it she watches or she is watchful. Okay, that's what the ha does at the end. Shamar ha lacham ha. All right. Let me see. Hold up. Where we at? Sapar ma rakak tha baya'a. Tha baya'a. Tha. Okay. Ba wa'a is the root word. Ba wa'a means to go in, enter, come, go. Ba wa'a. All right. This is a verb. Primitive root. This is a primitive root verb. Bawa'a, H935. Okay, so now when we read it, since we got all the words down, oh shoot, where am I? All right, we got hayata ka anya wath sawkhar ma marakak ta baya'a lakamha. All right, she is like ka is like anyawath ships, so she is like ships. Sawakar, which is merchants. Sawakar, she is like the merchant ships. All right, but she's like ships merchants, which is how it's written. Mama rakak, far, she is like ships merchants from far. Tabaya'a, right? Tabaya'a is to come or bring, to bring near, right? But she's doing it. Tabaya'a, lacham, her food. She's like the merchant ships from afar that brings her food, okay? Or she brings her food. All right, and with that, you know what I'm saying? Anybody got any questions? Let me know if y'all got any questions before I end the chat. Select before I end the class. By the way, this is, if you didn't realize, these are all your nouns and adjectives, right? Like I said, the merchant is the adjective. The like is your preposition. And the anyawath or anya is your noun. You got she bringeth, which is a verb. Her food, lakum her, another noun. From afar. All right, this is afar. Wait, whoa, my bad. Did not mean to do that. All right. Marakak is a noun, masculine noun. The word rakak. Rakak, to be or become far. Be or become distant, be removed, go far away. All right, so that's how you use Blue Letter Bible, in case y'all was wondering. You know what I'm saying? We just got a crash course on Blue Letter Bible, but it's a good tool to have. Whenever you want to confirm how to say something in the Bible, a good place to start is by going to your Blue Letter Bible if you don't have a concordance. All right, if you don't have a Strong's Concordance Bible, then you know what I'm saying, I would suggest getting one. That's a pretty good tool as well. It's a little more complicated, of course, because the internet makes everything simpler. So if you have a hard copy of a concordance, you know what I mean, you could just flip through any page you want and just look up. Just you could literally just look up all the words. Some people do that, they do with Webster dictionaries. You just look up all the words. You know what I'm saying? And they just want to know every word that's in the dictionary. You can do that same thing with the concordance, or you can go to Blue Letter Bible, and it's basically the same thing, except you get to type in exactly what words you're looking for. I haven't been able to. I don't know if they have it. They probably do got some type of feature where you could just go and see all the words that are in the entire Bible, but I haven't gotten that far into it yet. So with that, the water for y'all being here. I appreciated y'all company. I hope y'all learned something. You know, be here next week if you want to learn some more. You know what I'm saying? Come with your questions. I'll do my best to answer any question that you got. If I can't answer it, then of course I'll go and get the answer from someone who does know the answer for you. All right, tomorrow we will be holding a Sabbath service here in Florida. So make sure you subscribe to the channel, ISUPK Florida on YouTube, ISUPK Florida on Facebook as well, No Couch Florida on Instagram, also ISUPK Fort Myers on YouTube. Okay, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell so that you get notified, hit that like button so that we get notified. And shalom. Yahweh Bashim Yahshua Thumb to all the brothers, Yahweh Shamar Thun Bashim Yahshua to all the sisters.